Does the Shellshock bug affect ZSH? Does the Shellshock bash bug affect ZSH? Is upgrading bash the only solution?
No, it doesn't affect ZSH. You still must update bash as most of the system scripts are written for bash and vulnerable to the Shellshock bug. To test your ZSH, do this. What exactly does this code do? Env x equals, column, echo vulnerable, creates an environment variable with known bug using command in the end of variable. ZSHT echo hello, launches ZSH shell with simple hello, and evaluating all env variables including x. If you see output, then your ZSH is vulnerable. Mine, 5.0.2, is not.
The binary is not affected. It does not affect ZSH as the shell executable, because its source code never contained the error. There are many similarities between bash and ZSH, but they were implemented independent from each other. The same feature is implemented in two different ways, and, more important in this context, usually with different errors. But the interactive use is. Indirectly, it does affect working interactively with the ZSH shell in a terminal almost as much as working with bash. The use of bash is just so common that one can hardly avoid to call it. Too many uses to avoid. Scripts you know and expect to use ZSH, but actually contain bash. Lots of shell scripts that use !bin/bash to specify bash as the interpreter. Lots of commands that you assume are binaries, but are shell scripts, some of them using bash. In many places where a shell is executed explicitly, bash may be used, and possibly required. Like complex zargs commands, or git aliases involving arguments, default shells of terminal emulators, shell of users usudo to, etc.
From this link, you can determine if you are vulnerable to the original problem in 2014 6271 by executing this test. If you see the word vulnerable in the output of that command, your bash is vulnerable and you should update. Below is a vulnerable version from OS X 10.8.5. The following output is an example of a non-vulnerable bash version.
No, Shellshock does not affect ZSH directly. However, many environments that use ZSH as the default shell also have bash installed. Any shell, including ZSH, can be used to spawn a compromised bash shell. To defend against this, you should patch, uninstall or disable any redundant versions of bash. You could disable the system bash install with chmod. However, it is common for scripts to explicitly call bash. Scripts that do this, and those that use bash-specific scripting features, will fail if bash is not available. Patching is the best solution.